So, the battle against Ziggy on the planet of Leonard has started. But before our heroes reach the planet's surface, we meet another enemy, in the form of God Noella, the mother of dragons. Hello everyone, and this is Anime Awakening, and today we're here to talk about chapter 181 of the Eden Zero manga series. A crazy chapter that really gets the point of how crazy this battle ahead is going to be, as we already have a massive plot twist in the form of God Noella. Plus the action is just off the chart, with the art style looking stunning. And that's all before we've even reached the planet. So first and foremost, I wanted to go into this video and start with some speculation, as we start by talking about Noella's appearance at the end of this chapter. This to me was very unexpected, yet a really cool plot twist, as it makes the challenge of this battle even more intense. Our heroes now have to overcome another Saint Galactica, an extremely powerful one at that, being the fact that she looks to control dragons. Now at first, seeing dragons made sense, as they are mechanical beings, which obviously this fits in line with Ziggy creating a robot army. So him making / controlling dragons seemed logical. However, now that we know the fact that God Noella is involved and was the one controlling the dragons, it asks the question, why is she teaming up with Ziggy? What does she gain from joining this battle? Was she promised something in particular, like how Ziggy promised Dead End Crow the Cockade Cosmos? Now my guess is that Ziggy promised for technology to create / give robots human knowledge. We know that Ziggy was scanning humans with gifted skills for his robot army. Now imagine those skills that have already been scanned but applied to dragons, making them even more destructive and dangerous in the process. We don't know much about Noella in terms of her personality or her goals, so we can't really say for sure, but that's my guess given the limited knowledge that we have so far. Design wise, I really like her design. It looks very intimidating, but also it has that smug vibe to it that really fits with the character itself. It has that boss-like energy. My first thoughts when seeing this character design, however, though, was that it looked like Witch. And we know that upon the Eden Zero, Witch was this motherly-like figure. And we also know that Noella has the nickname Mother of Dragons. But also, in terms of design, when looking at the first image that we see of God Noella, you can see that she's missing the horns and she has a different coat on. So comparing the two images side by side, there is a distinct difference. So was the first image her in an overdrive state, or did Ziggy upgrade her with the technology that he currently possesses on the planet Leonard? This of course would give us a reason as to why she promised to help Ziggy out, because Ziggy obviously upgraded her dragons and herself. Either way, it was awesome to see her get involved. I love this plot twist and I can't wait to learn more about her. Who knows, we might be able to get a confrontation between herself and Elsie. And Elsie could finally shut those doubters up, proving that she is the stronger out of the two. Because from previous council meetings regarding the Saints Galactica, Noella was said to be more of a challenge when compared to Elsie Crimson. And speaking of Elsie, she could be one of 3 characters that makes the plan go astray. As we know, she understood the plan, but is hell-bent on destroying and stopping Ziggy, meaning she could veer from the actual plan itself to accomplish her own personal goals. Now, while on the topic of achieving your own goals, we have the second possible variable that could disrupt this plan, and that is Holy. We see Holy's crew members Ibuki and Shuro, who, I must say, both have a very cool and unique design. Shuro especially, as she has this panda-like theme going on with her design, which I think is awesome. We know that Holy does plan on betraying the Eden Zero in the future at some point, and this chapter helps to double down on that idea, with these two crew members playing an integral role in that strategy. Now then, let's talk about another possible character who could break the plan that the crew have laid out before us already, and that character is Rebecca. Last chapter we saw how the news about the chronophase attacking planets and that having a slight link to Rebecca's actions on the planets it has attacked. This of course affected her mentally in a very disturbing and negative way. With this chapter also continuing the trend of showcasing her feeling a little bit mentally stressed and distraught by the idea of this being a possibility. So could we see more hesitation from Rebecca when the time comes for her to summon the chronophase? Guilt can be a very powerful emotion that stops you from doing certain actions, especially when your resolve has been shaken. Still though, I thought the moment between Shiki and Rebecca, with him reassuring her that no matter what happens, he'll be there to protect her, was just really sweet and wholesome, showcasing the chemistry between the two characters. Now, of course, I've only mentioned 3 characters that could impact this plan and how it could make it go negatively astray. But saying this, of course, we need to take into the consideration that Ziggy will do something to break the plan as well. I was simply just pointing out how our heroes could negatively affect this plan moving forward. With regards to Shiki though, did anyone else find it touching how he took a picture of both Witch and Valkyrie together with him into battle? A small detail, but one that I thought sent a powerful message. Now then, let's talk about the action shown within the chapter. I really like the space fighting that we get to see. I don't often see this type of action within different mangas or anime series, so to me it felt refreshing and different in a positive way. The art style looked clean and understandable despite a lot of things going on, so that for me is a positive note. Seeing Xiaomi was a nice touch as it reminds us of the plot and the build-up that we've had up to this point so far, but her expression was slightly intriguing as well, as she really didn't give much away in terms of hint. In fact, her expression does tell us just how massive and decisive this battle and the stakes that are involved truly is going to be. No matter the results of this fight, it's going to have massive implications in the world of Eden Zero moving forward. Now one final note in regard to Ziggy. I really like that he's recruited these two powerhouses in the form of God Arknoella and Dead End Crow. Seeing that he's applied these people to his arsenal sends out 2 very powerful statements. Number 1, it shows how big of a threat he sees Shiki and his allies. Number 2, it's almost as if Ziggy is testing Shiki, saying, come at me. If you can't take down these 2, then you have no chance of ever reaching my level or defeating me. Both of which serves the purpose of hyping up both characters of Ziggy and Shiki, while also sort of balancing out the playing field, because we know that of course Shiki has both Elsie and Holy's crew on his side, but now our heroes look to be up against 4 different adversaries. Ziggy, Dead End Crow, God Arknoella, Justice, and technically later on they're going to have Holy to contend with, but for now she's on the side of our heroes. But one does wonder, how powerful / influential does Ziggy need to be to get these 2 to follow him in the first place? I guess after defeating Nero and conquering many planets, it really has helped boost his credibility. It strikes fear into other characters who have actually got a lot of clout for themselves already. So I'm interested to see more of their backstories and more of their reasoning. There must be more to the story. So overall, I thought this chapter was fantastic. The action was superb and it sets up for future events to come as well. Like learning about why God Arknoella is involved, seeing how Elsie takes on Ziggy. Hopefully Ziggy doesn't steal her powers and start wearing different dresses, because that would be slightly weird. Of course, we need to learn what Holy's plan is and how she plans on betraying Shiki? And also, will Rebecca summon the chronophase, or will the guilt get too much for her to do so? A lot of interesting things to unfold, and I can't wait to learn / see how they're going to happen. Let me know your thoughts on this chapter in the comment section down below. I hope you've enjoyed this review. If you have, like the video, comment your thoughts, and of course subscribe so you never miss a video from myself. Above all else though, have a great day. Alligator matane, goodbye.